Hi guys, how are you today? I hope you're having a good day. Here I am finally recording my Q&A. Since I asked my Instagram followers if they have any questions, and they sent me a few of them. I thought about doing this today to just share my answer to you, with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Basically, the first question is from Ratirasa, and she asks, how can I learn digital painting? Okay, so I can answer to you with my, like, what happened to me, how did I learn digital painting. Basically, I shared this story many times to my Instagram. I hope this is not boring or you already heard of this, but basically I started my Instagram page just because I signed up to my graphic design degree, my graphic design university course, and I didn't know anything about Photoshop or Illustrator or InDesign. I was like totally new to anything that had to do with digital design. So I started my Instagram as a challenge, like a daily challenge where I will do what I know to do best, so illustrating and drawing and doodling, but using a complex program for me at the time I didn't know to use. This was Photoshop. At first I was drawing with my Wacom Bamboo, the one that doesn't have a screen. It was so hard for me to learn how to use that, like really. I don't know, sometimes I hear all the creative and they talk about it as yeah, it's a bit challenging, but eventually you get used to it and it's not that bad. For me it was always bad. Like the fact that I'm drawing on this tablet that is dark and my drawing goes on the screen of the computer, I don't know, for me it's like, eventually I learned how to do it, but it was so hard and I never really enjoyed it. So as soon as I get a little bit of money with my business, because I opened my Etsy shop as well, and people started to hire me for commissions and everything, I bought the, how is the name? Wacom Cintiq. That is like a proper screen where you can draw on the screen, and you can still, of course, using still Photoshop, because you can use any program in the computer. And that was amazing. Like that was like my from there for me was much better, much easier to draw. And but it was still really challenging at first. To go back to your question, like how do I learn, how can I learn digital painting? And like the most honest answer for me to give it to you is just to practice a lot and just to buy some, even the cheapest Wacom Bamboo, because you can find it for maybe £40 online, even secondhand, maybe even less. And just to start practicing. And one thing that helped me a lot were like a lot of watching like tutorials as well. And YouTube, there are so many tutorials, so you can find anything you want for free. Or otherwise Skillshare. I love Skillshare. That's a good way to learn. And yeah, so eventually I started my university course to discover that I don't really use Photoshop. So that this Instagram page challenge that I started wasn't that useful for my degree, for my graphic design course, but I learned so much, and my business came out of that, and I wanted to share this story just to make you understand how you don't have to have it all figured out, when you're starting something new. Sometimes even just starting something new is and just keep doing it, keeping the promise you give to yourself. In this case for me was, okay, I'm gonna draw, I wanna make one drawing every day and post it on Instagram. And I think it was for summer holidays, and the school was gonna start in 2 months time or 3 months time, and I decided that these 3 or 2 months that were between me and the school starting my university, I will invest them learning how to use Photoshop, and so drawing every day. And then, you know, one thing led to the other, and eventually I became, my Instagram page became what is it today after 3 years time. So lots of practice, lots of mistakes as well, and adjustments, because my Instagram page started as I was just drawing what is in my bag. What is in my bag? There was like one illustration were like a magazine in my bag, you know, a pen, like they were just doodles. But I think I watched a TED Talk of this amazing graphic designer and illustrator, where she was talking about how important it is just to start, and like that TED Talk really opened my mind, and I said I can do it. You know, if they can do it, I can do it. It's all about starting. It's true. Because as an artist or creator, I don't know if that happened to you as well, but like if you didn't start it yet and you feel this block, like I don't feel like starting this because I'm not Leonardo da Vinci. I'm not perfect. I don't draw amazing illustrations that like that illustrator there. Like my illustration is not amazing. Like, but what many of us failed to understand at the beginning, and I'm a victim of this as well, because for so many years I've been postponing this, my career as a creator, because of that, is thinking about I'm not enough, like I'm not perfect enough, I'm not, I don't know, Caravaggio, I'm not Leonardo da Vinci, like, and taking like these amazing people that themselves, I'm sure they had, I mean, I don't know about Leonardo da Vinci because he was a genius, but so many of them started from zero. Like even maybe Leonardo da Vinci, thinking about it, they started from zero. There is a starting point for all of us, and sometimes what we see in other people is just the how do you say, the iceberg top, and there is so much that we don't know, and it's easy to judge that way and feel less of. So yeah, I just wanted, all this super long answer is just to let you know that, you know, don't worry, just start, just get the cheapest thing you can get out there, and start drawing every day. Put yourself like a little goal, like I don't know, an illustration every 2 days, or an illustration every day, even something not complex. You can start with like little objects, and you will get there, as long as you start and you practice every day, you know, and you believe in yourself as well. That's really important. That is what makes the difference on my career, you know, like just when I suddenly made the click that my art was enough. I was enough. I could do that. I didn't have to be perfect to make it, you know. My art didn't have to be perfect for me to make it, you know. And also I had to draw because I love to draw, not just because I wanted something about from my art, or like I didn't have many expectations. I just started, and that's it. I don't want to say anything. I've been talking for too long maybe. Anyway, yeah, that was the first answer. The second question is, do you ship to US? Yes, I ship to US. My Etsy shop ships worldwide, and it's free shipping at the moment. It's being free shipped for a while because I was trying this experiment, and yeah, it's going well. So I will just keep it free shipping for the moment, worldwide. And at the moment there is an offer that is, if you buy 2 items, you get 20% of the discount. So that's good. The third question is from Hester Zone. Where did you learn how to draw digital? I said that already. Skillshare, tutorials, and just trying and doing mistakes. Kiki Rikoi, she say, I want to believe again in me, the universe, etc. But I feel weak. What can I do? Oh wow, this is a good question. What helped me a lot when I was on a crisis, or when I was like feeling lost, was reading a lot of book about self-growth and spiritual walks, and also a lot of recentering activities like meditation or yoga, but also something that helped me a lot, and it started to be selective of the things I was feeding my brain with. Like, you don't really have to watch things that make you feel less than. If there's something that makes you feel good, you should stop doing that, you know. If it's something that, I don't know, just to give you a really silly example, for example, Instagram. Like, sometimes someone can make you feel less than if you start to watch all these fake profiles with these perfect people living the perfect life, and you can tell that it's like fake and it's not real, but you still feel like less than. I don't know how to say. I hope you understand the answer. Like, I'm being clear, but yeah, just stop giving your attention to the things that make you feel less than, because you're amazing as you are. You're worth it. You're like so unique and beautiful as you are. When you start to feel less than is when you lost balance. It's when you don't feel balance. And this happened to me, you know, like happened to everybody. And when this happened to me, I'm like, okay, this is happened to me. What can I do to change the situation? Why I feel like this? Because normally it's the body that is trying to tell you something. Like, something that I started to do lately is journaling, and that helped me a lot. Hi guys, we are here a few days after the starting on the Q&A, because my memory card ran out of space, and I didn't know until the end. Sorry about that. So yeah, I will just start replying the last question I was replying to. The question was, I want to believe again in me and the universe, but I feel weak. What can I do? This is a really important question from my point of view, from my personal experience. All of us, sooner or later in our life, more than once, we will feel like this. I think it's normal to feel down sometimes, and to find it hard to believe in yourself when you fall down, when you feel like you're out of balance. And sometimes this can be just because they are living a really challenging times. Sometimes it can be because maybe you're surrounded by people that they don't really support you. Also, maybe you're nourishing your mind with the wrong things, like, well, for example, with impossible stereotypes of how you should be as a woman, as a person, as a human being. And maybe you feel imperfect, you feel like you're not enough. But I believe that everything starts with you, like within you. So as soon as you realize that you have the power really to change yourself, you have the power to find again the balance and to believe in yourself again. As soon as you realize that, you will start to move towards the direction. You will start to do things that slowly and slowly will bring you back to balance. But you have to understand, first of all, that this starts within you, not within your relative, your partner, or your family, or I said that again, relative, family. But yeah, it's not something that you will find outside you. For my personal experience, it's something that you find inside you when you want to come out of a challenging time, or when you're struggling, you know. Especially the will to come out. Once you decide, okay, I want to come out from this situation, I want to feel inspired again, I want to be myself again. Once you take that decision, then of course you can find things outside you, in terms of books, or maybe you can have new friendships where people really support you, or you can start following somebody on Instagram that inspires you, or there's so many things. You can subscribe to a new tutorial to learn pottery, or something that makes you happy. You know, the more you're in balance inside you and within you, the more you can change your outside world as well. So to answer your question, I want to believe again in me and the universe. I will say that by a few weeks, that you have to take baby steps, and you have to be kind to yourself as well, because these are being really challenging time for everybody. All of us been questioning where we are and so many other things. Like everything is about now everything is about refinding again the balance for all of us. So first of all, don't feel alone. You're not alone. All of us, we've been through this, or we're living this in some instance, and you can do it. You can make it, because it's all inside you, and I'm sure you're an amazing person if you have the quality to come out of it and to be more inspired. Just take baby steps and start with something really small. Like, what helped me a lot when I was feeling out of balance was starting meditation. And I started actually quite recently after this happened to be more mindful, like to meditate every day at least 10 minutes with Headspace, but you can find anything free on YouTube as well. Journaling, I started journaling just a few weeks ago. It helped me a lot. Just the first thing you do in the morning, just take I journal on these books, these tiny books, because I feel like I'm filling up more space, more pages. These are quite tiny, so they're very easy to fill it up. I'll show you. So this is my journaling. So just take any small book or big or as you like, and just start writing. Could be anything that you like to write in the moment, and like just take a few minutes of your morning just to write. Oh, this is just it worked for me. Yeah, just start to talk to yourself and to try to find what will make you more happy, what will make you more inspired. What can you do to move forward towards what your best self, you know? I hope this answer helped you. Just let me know in the comment if this was right for you, or if, like, what do you think about it, or if you did something, if you feel better now. Just let me know in the comment. The other question is, how did you choose your style of art? I don't know if I ever one day decided I wanted a certain style of art or not. I just started drawing, and eventually the art brought me here. Like just practicing, the practice brought me here where I am. I don't know even if my art is a certain style, honestly, because sometimes it happened to me in the past that I approached a few companies and they told me that my style wasn't like a big companies that maybe will selling wall art or something like that, and then I thought that was a good idea for me, especially when I was much smaller, to have my art sold on their page. And they told me that my style wasn't trendy enough. And I started to think about my style when these people started to tell me about my style that it's not trendy or yeah. So I don't even know if could be this a style of art. I don't know. I just it's just what I think is what I see in my mind, and I draw it. And it's no Matisse. It's not the style that are really trendy now, like the women without face. Really like. There are this style, how do you call it, this style where the women have just shapes instead of just body. So I don't know if I can call my style, my art, like that is from a particular style. So to answer your question, I didn't really choose my my style of art. I just drew what I always drew since I was little. Like if you go and look for my illustrations when I was 12 years old, I will always draw these women, always. The lines, of course, are more clean now because drawing with in a digital style, that kind of shaped my art in a way a little bit. So of course when I was drawing with pencils the lines were more soft maybe, but they were always women just doing things, random things. I can say that maybe using Photoshop or the Wacom Cintiq shaped my style in terms of making lines, black lines, because when I started my creative career and I wanted to learn how to use digital art, as I told you on the first question, I asked my sister, she's a graphic designer, Veronica, the one that also edited my videos. Thank you, Veronica. She, of course, I didn't know anything about. I knew how to draw, but I didn't know how to translate this art on digital. I asked her, and she gave me some tips on how she drew as an illustrator, because she's also an illustrator on the programs. And she told me that ideally I have to draw a line and close this line, so I can just go on the, I don't know if this is too technical, with a bucket and fill up the shape with the color. Honestly, to this day I still didn't learn how to close that line. So I still didn't know how to close the line, because my art is so not messy, but it's so emotional and kind of random, and it's like me, it's my personality in the art, so it's not as like neat, and so I never managed to, often I didn't even manage to close that shape to make the color. So I ended up finding my own style where I paint as I like to paint in a different way, and that could have also, I like also when you can see the brushes in the art, and it's quite you have the feeling of the organic, you know, like on the paint, on the like almost like it's a painting. But what my sister maybe left me when she told me about these lines is this kind of neat line and this dark line on my illustration. I could say that maybe that's something that came out of the digital upbringing when I started to use digital, and my Instagram journey also is a digital journey, because most of my digital art, my art in Instagram is digital. So yeah, but again, to answer to your question, sorry for this extra long answer. I didn't really choose my style of art. I started drawing, and this is what came out today. And thanks God, it's not bad. It's nice. They're nice visuals, and people like them. So, but let me know if you think that my art is a certain style. I don't think my art is that commercial or trendy. So I don't think it's a certain style. It's just my style. Or maybe I just want to be unique. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. To answer the next question is, how did you come with the inspiration of starting this page? I answered already this question. It's the first question, I think, but I can add maybe that basically I can tell you something about my life. I don't know if I did that already in the other YouTube videos, but all my life I've been a sales consultant. I used to work in jewelry shops, and I used to sell diamonds. In Italy it was more like a custom jewelry, and in London I was working in Hatton Garden, so it was more like engagement rings, and yeah, mostly that. That was my career, because that was the easier way for me, the easier path, because I always loved to sell. I was quite good in selling, so I ended up selling diamonds because the commissions were good and I had good money, and I was happy with that, like that. But inside me I always wanted to be, because I'm a creative person, I always wanted to create, but I always pushed this voice on the side because I thought that wasn't practical enough, was just a dream. I didn't want to end up like Van Gogh, or you know. Like I wanted to have a nice life as well. I didn't want to have the life. In my mind, artist life was like struggling, and you know, like no nice holidays, no. It was like a tough life. I didn't want to have that kind of life. But then when my son was born, his name is Noah, I started to recalibrate my life again, and I started to see the life towards from his point of view when he will be maybe older. And I started to think, is this what I want my son to see when he's gonna grow up, to look up to? I mean, not taking anything from who works in sales. Like, I'm not saying that selling diamonds or being a sales consultant is a bad thing. I'm saying that wasn't my call. I felt that wasn't me. I was just there because it was convenient at the time, and I had the feeling that I didn't know how long it could last as well, and that wasn't really my dream. And basically, when I was born, I started to recalibrate everything in my life, and I decided that I wanted to be more than just a convenient job. I wanted to be myself, you know. And I started to listen to the little girl that I once was, when I was dreaming, and I wasn't thinking about the practicality of the dream, but just about the dream, and what I wanted to be. And I always wanted to be a writer and an artist. And the third thing, I wanted to help people some way. It could be being a missionary, is how do you call it? The people they go like to these countries like Africa, and they help people, and I wanted to kind of help. I had always felt inside of me this needs of help, and then the more I grew up, the more I started to think that I wanted to help people, like artists maybe in the world, to be more seen. Yeah, but first of all, I thought I wanted to find a way for me to express my art, and from there maybe I could be able to help other people once I was able to help myself first. So I decided I wanted to study graphic design, because in my life I had a quite tough childhood, and we never had money for anything, and of course university was out of question. So I thought I always wanted to go to uni. I always wanted to be that person, you know, that had a degree, you know, and had a profession, you know. And so I decided to start graphic design. And when I subscribed to the school, I decided to find a way to learn how to use programs. And I think I replied already about this on the first question, but yeah, I just wanted to add that everything started with when my son was born, and this is why my brand name is Noharanda, because it's from Noah, that is my son, and Da is Daniela. Noharanda. Yeah. So that's a little tip, not tip, a little behind the scenes that you didn't know about. And with this, I'm gonna do a little bit of coffee. I love coffee. Yeah, so that was my story. I don't know if you heard of it already, because sometimes I will tell it to my Instagram, in my Instagram post, but it's been a while since the last time I said that. And there are so many new of you, and you know, I wanted to share this again. So yeah, this is to answer how did you come with inspiration of starting this page. How did you learn to draw? I think I answered that question as well. I always draw. And how did I learn? I just always drew. I was the kind of person that at school my desk was full of drawing every day. Like, I will draw all the desk during the class, and then the morning after the desk will be clean again, because you know people will, and then I will draw again. So my class desk was always full of drawings, and I just drew everywhere I could find a way to draw. Like, and drawing. Eventually, I learned how to draw, and I'm still learning today how to draw. I'm just practicing, you know, because I don't feel like today okay, I'm the perfect drawer. I don't have to learn. I'm still learning. I feel like I'm still learning, like everything in life. I'm still learning. Next question is were you encouraged with your talent since childhood? was I encouraged by my talents in childhood? My mom and my dad were artists. They met in an artist club. My home was full of art supplies and art books and encyclopedias. I have to say, it was like a paradise. That side was really amazing about my childhood. That my house was so full of this knowledge, and art supplies, and yeah. So I was always scribbling and painting, and So in a way, I could say that I was encouraged, in the sense that I wasn't discouraged to paint. But no, I wasn't pushed to paint. I just found art supplies at home, and my mom was drawing, and painting, and I felt inspired to do the same. So maybe yes, I was encouraged. I want to start illustrating. How should I start? I replied to this question on the first part of the Q&A, but yeah, how to start is just starting. That's the perfect way to start illustrating. It's just starting, and what helped me a lot were challenges. My first in Instagram, the first time I came to Instagram, I did a daily challenge. I started the challenge where I will draw every day. So having that sort of accountability, that helps a lot. Just saying to your followers, okay, from now on I will be posting every day. That will keep you accountable, and you will start drawing. And also, being unapologetic of your art and of your mistakes. Don't be afraid to do mistakes, because only doing mistakes we will be able to learn and to grow. Okay, the last question. We're nearly there, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to me, and for being here for this far. You're amazing. Okay, the last question is, what is your major motivation for your work? My major motivation for my work is to see the smile on people's faces. I mean, I don't see really the smile on people's faces, but to see the reaction, to feel like that my art inspires people some way, makes me feel alive, or to see that people even buy my art or wear it, well, they feel empowered by my art is my biggest motivation. Also, yes, I just want to. I feel like I feel alive when I'm trying to communicate something through my art. When I have a feeling of something that maybe I read in a book, or I listened to a conversation I had with a friend, and I was like, this is so good, I have to share this. And then I managed to share it with the world, with my art, and then I see how they react in a positive way. That makes me feel alive and motivates me so much. Yeah. Again, talking about what I was talking before, helping. Don't we all want that in a way, to kind of help each other? And don't we feel? You feel so good when you're trying to give or to help people. Is what makes us feel alive. No, I think it's the same for you, right? As well, that you feel so good when you see that what you do makes somebody else's life nicer and better, a little bit brighter. And of course, my art is really therapeutic for me too. So I feel so relieved after I realize or put out what was in my mind and my soul. So my biggest motivation is just to push out what is in my mind and to translate it in images. And yeah. So that's it. This was the last question. You are amazing because you make it this long, this far away, and you're truly amazing. Thank you so much for being here for this other video of YouTube. And also want to thank my patron for being here and for supporting me on my Patreon. It's thanks to them as well that I'm able to do this, to take some time off to talk to you and to share with you about my life and my thoughts. So thank you my patron, you're amazing. And thank you everybody so much for being here. Please, if you like what you saw, subscribe to my channel, that will mean the world to me, and just like it. Bye guys, I love you. Remember to drink water and self-love, and feed your mind with amazing things, because you deserve the best. Bye guys.